I think everyone is pretty familiar with Red Door by Elizabeth Arden. It's kind of a staple in the perfume industry. And, remarkably, I have an actual bottle. Usually I have samples, but this is the real deal. As you could see, Red Door on the bottom here by Elizabeth Arden. And this bottle is a bit different from most Red Door perfumes, mainly due to the cap. A lot of these perfumes have a golden block on the top, a shiny golden block. This is just I guess just a little, I think this is plastic, just the regular cap. Now, so it seems that the cap is plastic, but I'm pretty sure that the bottle itself is glass, which is a nice touch, of course, and then the top here is kind of gilded. So, I'll spray some on. So, I've tried this before, but it's definitely, it really is just a nice cloud of freshness right away. So, this perfume came out in 1989, I believe. And it was, well, the bottle itself, you could see, of course, it's modeled after an actual door, Red Door, which was modeled off of something called the Red Door Spa, I believe. So, the top notes are rose, orange blossom, plum, violet, peach, and anise. So, I mean, right away, there is a kind of an explosion of sweetness. And if you have watched my previous videos, you know that I'm not a big fan of sweet perfumes. But this perfume is not sugary, it's not artificially or synthetically sweet. This is a very pleasant mix of floral and fruity sweetness, which is quite nice and quite refreshing. It's reminiscent of, well, it does have orange blossom in the top notes, and it is pretty much just like walking past some freshly blooming orange blossoms, which I quite like. It's very, reminds you of spring sort of thing. The middle notes, there's quite a lot of them. Honey, carnation, more rose, tuberose, lang lang, jasmine, lily, freesia, lily of the valley, and orchid. So there's so many of them that it's hard to distinguish them individually, but I would say that there is that a steady flow of honey, kind of, that emanates from this perfume. The orange blossom is prominent. The middle notes specifically, I would say, probably the rose and the carnation is very prominent. It's one of the first things that you would probably pick out upon applying this perfume. And the lily, I would say. There's some green notes, though. Not listed here, but I would say almost a green tea sort of aroma coming from somewhere. And the base notes consist of sandalwood, amber, musk, heliotrope, vetiver, and cedar. So there is a bit of spiciness, probably from that warmth and kind of grounding nature of the sandalwood and the cedar, most of all. The amber is pretty mild. The musk is pretty mild. This definitely isn't a very musky scent. Mainly lots of florals. When you first put it on, the fruity notes are immediately prominent, but they kind of go away after a little while, which is good. Sometimes fruity scents can be too overpowering, too sweet, too juicy, I suppose, but this is very formulated in a very elegant way, I would say. And really all that, the blend of the floral notes in the middle, the heart notes, it's an interesting mix of warm and almost spicy floral notes, like the jasmine and the lang lang are especially warm. But then you have the sweeter and lighter sense of the lily of the valley, carnation, that sort of thing. So blending that with the honey as well, along with the wood notes in the bottom, all of those come together in this simultaneously refreshing yet almost cozy sort of fragrance, which is interesting because usually perfumes are one or the other. It's either fresh and floral or warm, woody stuff. But this combines all of those. So, and the thing about this perfume is that it came out in 1989. And the thing about the 80s is that it was well known for producing, specifically for women, more kind of these powerful, musky, spicy notes, because in the 80s it was a time when more and more women were entering kind of more prominent positions of power in the business world, you know, with the power suits and the shoulder pads and all that. And perfumes back then wanted to make women feel even more powerful. This is different, even though it does have some warm notes. This is more of a generally feminine sort of perfume, mainly because of all those floral notes. So definitely not smoky, not spicy, not too musky. Mainly more of a persistently kind of sweet, and you can imagine yourself walking through a field of flowers, I would say, wearing this sort of perfume. And it does get warmer as you wear it. The floral notes they don't explode out at you, especially as the fragrance kind of wears down on your skin. This is a very agreeable sort of scent. It's something that you can wear for a variety of occasions. Perfect for everyday, just regular wearing it. And I am surprised at how long it lasts. I tried it a few days ago and found that this perfume lasted several hours. I would say around 7 hours. And the reason why it surprised me is because usually, I believe this is an eau de toilette, but besides that, usually floral fragrances aren't very long lasting. They might only last 5-ish hours, while kind of smoky, spicy oriental scents will last, 8 to 9 hours. This is surprisingly long lasting for what it is, which of course is a huge bonus. The longer the perfume lasts, the less you will have to reapply it. You might not even have to reapply it at all. And the sealage is also surprisingly strong for this perfume. Again, it's not overpowering, but the thing about it is that it does, if people are standing near you, they can definitely pick up on it. It's not an intimate fragrance, not something you really have to get up onto your skin to smell. This is a very agreeable, noticeable fragrance, feminine, with some warmer hints in the bottom that you will discover as you wear it. And I really like the note of honey. The honey, of course, is sweet, but it also has that warmth, a syrupiness. At the same time, it isn't too saccharine sweet, too sickly sweet. So this perfume does a really good job of balancing out a bunch of different notes. And even though there are a lot of notes, lots of floral notes in particular, and even though you might not be able to distinguish all of them, when they are combined, they do produce a very pleasant, very agreeable sort of scent. And yeah, I can see why this perfume is as popular as it is, it being kind of a staple of the perfume industry. And you can pretty much find, Red Door perfume anywhere, at department stores, malls, stuff like that. Of course, you could find it online equally as easily. And, the bottle is a nice little design. This, nice to carry around with you if you feel like it. And other than that, it certainly isn't as expensive as high-end, say, Givenchy perfumes or Dior perfumes. This is more of a high-quality perfume that most people can afford. You won't have to break the bank to get this sort of thing, and but it isn't a cheap perfume either. It's a nice high-quality product, I would say, and yeah, I would say it becomes even more kind of agreeable as you wear it. So definitely something someone should, people should try at least once, because it does have a lot of promise. The only thing bad I have to say about it is that if you are naturally inclined to dislike floral fragrances, which isn't really that common, but if you are, you might not like it because the floral notes are, prominent. That's, the body of the entire perfume is all those floral notes. But other than that, a very well-balanced perfume, not too fruity, not too overly sweet, balanced with, notes of honey, wood notes. So overall, very good perfume. I quite like it. So if you have any opinions of Red Door by Elizabeth Arden, you could leave a comment down below, or leave a like, and possibly subscribe. And I make videos throughout the week, so you could stick around for those.